See it there? It's Thomas Edward, that's me, that is, and it's caught me reading Roy Castle. Now you might have seen in a video, I don't know, about a month ago now, about what I read, what I read, and I like reading a bit of showbiz, and you can probably just see behind me there, there's some books, what were all showbiz books, what I've read this year. No, actually one's about last year, but half of them are this year. Now, the big businessmen in the world say you've got to do at least 5 hours a day reading to learn anything. You know, you've got to have that mindset. Now, you can watch a YouTube video, but your mind can switch off from it, and you actually don't take in as much as you need to. So my life is being in showbiz in front of this camera here, and so I read about the big greats in showbiz and how they did it. So you know, I'm always learning, putting it in there, putting it in the TE brain, you know. So yeah, at the moment it's Roy Castle. Now it's a bit of a hard read actually. It's not that easy to read. It's quite big text. What's good, so it's easy to read, but it's not easy to read. He's quite, because he's a Yorkshireman, he's a bit like how I talk. I suppose if I wrote my words out, it'd be probably a bit hard to, you know, to read it, because it's not flowing, you know, it's very, I think very raw, I think the term is. So yeah, but it's good. It's good to, I always like Roy Castle. He was known for his tap dancing, his trumpet playing. He was big in the later his life, before he got cancer. He was big for his the TV show Record Breakers, and he did the song Dedication and stuff like that. So he's done a lot, and he was big pals with Bruce Forsyth. What I've read as well, what isn't on that shelf behind me, because I borrowed it off someone else, but we might have to buy it for that shelf behind us, so get a bit of a collection going. But today's video, I'll just whack that over there. Today's video is about just a bit of a tea catch-up, because I've been busy, you know, as you've probably seen. I've done many car videos, and I've done many railway videos. Time this comes out, there would have been Wooferton Part 2 would have gone out, and there would have been probably a BRM video gone out. So there's a lot been going on, and there's a lot of big videos happened in the last 2 months. So Lostock Hall was a big video, and that went up, big views. And also another big video, what took a few days to get a bit of momentum, was where I went and found the location of where the real deal Dan Dixon from Exploring Fighters went, and we went and saw the church where they did a Randy Nautica episode. That was all interesting. That got some big hits, and I gained 100 subs out of that. And we're on the way to up the ladder to 1,000 subs. But eventually it will be 100,000, but at the moment let's get up to 1,000 subs first. But we're at 900, as I do this video, 949, nearly 950, so another 50 and a bit to go, so we'll see on that one. But I've got a few goodies what I've been buying. One, couple of things what have been used on the channel, or will be used on the channel, and a couple of things for my own personal sort of obsession, and it's a bit of showbiz. Eventually it might turn into a video where we go and buy the actual thing what I've been buying, like the bits of books for. What you'll see in a minute. But I'll show you first, as you probably know, this year I bought a snap-on, my first snap-on ratchet, a quarter drive. Lovely thing. Used this in all the Knoll videos where we rebuilt the front end of Knoll. Was done with this. Now I'm actually in the proceeds of trying to find a long handle one of them, so if anyone out there has got any snap-on quarter drives what they want to give to tea or buy, I'll give you a bit of cash for it obviously, but I want a longer handle one of them, so I've got the whole set. I'm trying to build a set of first in my snap-on range, a set of quarter drive, what's the baby ones, so the little drive heads. So I've got my little short ratchet, and then I want to get a longer ratchet, and I've been looking at today, I was sending a friend a speed ratchet, was quite an interesting looking ratchet. And then eventually I work up to the bigger sizes like 3/8 drive and 1/2 inch drive, but at the moment it's cheaper, it's a quarter drive. But my birthday was a few months ago, actually. We did the Camelot video on my birthday, and the old father got me some shallow snap-on sockets to go with my snap-on ratchet. So we're getting there, the collection's getting there, and it's actually put a snap on a genius. It's got a magnet underneath so you can stick it on stuff when you're working, if you're on your 4-poster ramp or whatever, on your car, or you know, just anything of metal, so it can hang up on. I've probably, what it's made for is when it's sat in your toolbox, it don't slide about. I think it's probably what it's for. So yeah, that's a Brucey bonus, that is, and that's, I rebuilt the front end and all with that, and that ratchet. I did have another Tang Tools ratchet, which I've had since I was 14, what I rebuilt as well. It's got a bit more leverage on it. That's why I'm after a longer one of them, so I can do a bit more stuff. And then the other big thing, I'll put up and down there, is this is, I bought this for the TE Empire and the TE brand and the TE adventure, and it's a bit of my Patreon supporters have sort of paid for this, and I've saved up a bit myself. Is I bought a, what's in this box here. You probably can't see what's in this box, but what it is a DJI Maverick Minis. What I've been wanting for ages, get a drone, and people say, you know, TE, you've got to get a drone because it will do wonders for your YouTube. So I have. There it is, tiny little drone, 249 kilograms. Now, for a lot of years, this was classed, it was under the weight, so you didn't need a license or an operator ID. But this year in 2021, you need an operator's ID for it now, because it's not classed as a toy, because this little camera here, what's in its cradle at the moment, is too good to be a toy. So you have to pay, I think it was £9 a year for an operator's ID for it, but I don't need a license for it because it's still underweight. So that's good. So I've been, this week I've been practicing with it, you know, get used to it in big open areas where no trees and no water, because all you can see when you first buy it is that's a lot of money flying around there. I don't want to hit anything with that. And so I've been practicing with it. You might see a bit of shot now of a train going past what I caught on the furnace line. But I'm going on a holiday next week actually, so by the time you see this video I might have come back from my holiday or I'll be still on it. It's the holiday's part of an exciting TE video where I'm going to I can't actually give away a secret because it's a big video. But if you're on Patreon you might find out what the secret is. But so there's Greg out there, he'll know what's going on, because I've filled him in because he's one of my Patreon supporters. Big video coming up where I need a drone, so I've got it and it's ready for the holiday. So that's a big up in the world. You know, I've got my showbiz camera, got my cameraman, and I got a drone. What I control, and then I've been up to lots of things. I'm just thinking what else, as well as what I've bought, what I've been up to. I've been editing a lot of stuff, hell of a lot of stuff. You know, there's more railway stuff coming up. When we were in Shropshire, did the Wufferton to Bewley line. I actually did another line as well, what's to come. It's quite a big line. Well, it's not quite a big line, but it's quite an invite, lots of little quaint stations and interesting artefacts. What's dead interesting to yours truly, TE. And so that's to come. And there's a lot of videos I want to achieve this year. You know, I know we're halfway through the year now, but there's another 6 months to go to get some quality content. Because we could by Christmas, well, I want to be well over 1,000, maybe 1,200, 1,500 subs by then. You know, that's a touch wood, wherever wood is on my head. Hopefully, get by then, get up to there. So there's a lot of interesting videos I want to achieve this channel. Now I keep getting told that I should be doing different channels. I should have a car channel, I should have a railway channel, I should have just an interesting channel, TE, I don't know, showbiz channel. But the thing is, I only can 100% focus on one subject. I can't multitask pretty much. So, but the thing is, I didn't come into YouTube to do one subject. A lot of you guys out there, not all of you, but a lot of you watch me for me. You know, what you see is the real tea. There you go, Greg. That was you. That was, you know, I'm a character on its own. Now, it's 100% genuine, my character. It's not copied. I don't copy Fred Dibner. I don't copy Guy Martin, what people say I sound like. So this is me. What you see is what you get, pretty much. And I want to keep that. And the thing why I'm on this platform to start with is I like showbiz. If you haven't worked out already, I like presenting to stuff. I like talking. I just like the whole buzz of it. So Thomas Edward, the channel, I want to build it into a big sort of empire of showbiz, pretty much. You know, and Thomas Edward could go far and could go on TV. You know, it's a lot of possibilities. Could be that it might not happen, but I think it will. You know, you've got to be positive, and you know, if that was your dream, you go with it, and your dreams can come true if you really, really want it. So that's the dream. So Thomas Edward's going to stay as one channel, and I like filming everything. I don't like filming one subject because it gets boring. I don't want to be a railway channel because it's only one niche market, and that's all I can do. But I've got trains, cars, I do interesting stuff. You know, I go and look at like Camelot. That was the Centurion tank. You know, they're all interesting videos, and I make them interesting. Like the tank video, I'm not necessarily into tanks, but I wanted to present and sort of test myself to say, I can present that, and you know, that I can research something and go and look at it and look where it was built and who built it, and make it interesting to you as the viewer. So yeah, that's what I want to do from this channel, is make it interesting for you, and I want you to have a laugh with it. So you laugh with a learn, or you learn with a laugh. I think the original term was what I had it, the TE term. So yeah, Thomas Edward, I want to go far with it pretty much, and I just thought I'd do an update to say this is what I want to do with it. We're getting up to 1,000. Now there will be, I will say it in this video, I was going to keep it secret, but there is TE, Thomas Edward merch coming, t-shirts and probably hats and the whole shebang. I want to do signed cards where you buy. I don't know how much they'll be. It won't be expensive. It'll just be a little bit of money just for postage probably. Signed cards where you get a picture of me, but a showbiz stance on the strawberry. I can sign it and send it off to you, because it sort of rolls on quite nicely. Now I'm at 950 subs. Ever since I started this journey from last year, July last year, I started the 2nd. Didn't happen in the first initial months. It's only really started this year, about January it started. I've been recognised quite a few times, and I've counted, it's been about 12 or 15 times now. I've been recognised, or I've been spotted. So people spot me, oh, I saw you at such a place. I was like the other day, I was in Audlam, South Crewe. I was looking at the canal basin there where Thomas Telford, well, great canal engineers, I think he did the locks. I think it's like a flight of 15 locks or something at Audlam. And the guy said, oh, you walked past my window. So, you know, I got spotted. So I get spotted, and the question I get a lot of times is, typical showbiz celebrity stuff is, can I have a selfie with you? But the other second thing is, can I have an autograph? So these signed cards are going to be my autograph cards, so I can give them out, as well as you can buy a signed card and you can have whatever you've written to George, and I can go, didn't see you there, ring that big bell, you know, blah blah, you know, Thomas Edward, you know, loads of stuff, and I could send them out in the post. So yeah, you got a lot of interesting stuff coming from TE, so keep tuned for that one. But the TE brand, I want it to, the whole thing from the beginning, I'm a car man first of all. I like my cars, and I like my favourite cars have been MGs obviously, and my Land Rovers, but one of my favourite cars is the Rolls Royce Silver Spirit, what was built from 1980 to about 98 or 96. Now it's only the early cars I like, from 1980 to 84. 85 the cars changed. We actually went and looked at one in Blackpool last month. It was on a C plate. It was about 85, 86 car. Now that was too late for me. It was a great spec, great colour, had picnic tables, what I want, but it was too late. I wanted an early car, so I've been having a going a bit mad on eBay. I've been buying the early 1980 Silver Spirit brochures. That's a Spirit one. That's a Rolls Royce Silver Spur one there. You probably can't see actually. It says Spur at the bottom. Now the Spur is the long wheelbase of the Silver Spirit, and a press package. Now there's a few other books I want to get, and there is also, I know a guy who's got an early Spirit, and I want to try and go and try and film with it, because we could do a really interesting video of that to you. So I've had to come and do it over here. So this is the first brochure, little embossed Rolls Royce there, and Silver Spirit. That's the first page there, with a nice looking car and nice light. And on the second page you get this. Look at that view. And you get a nice, they're quite a common blue, this. I think Bernard Manning had that colour on his car. And that's quite a funny green, what you don't see a lot now, but they are about. There's one for sale at the moment in that colour, Project, and now this opens out into a really big one. Wonderful, the wonderful brochures here, how they've been put together. You couldn't ask any more, I think, from a Rolls Royce. And that's the interior. Now TE here loves this interior because it has the long clock up there. Now the later cars, 85, they went to a 2 clock piece. You can just see the clock there. They actually sort of took that middle one out, and it was like 2 clocks, like that, 2 squares. Now I like the long clock like that. All down here has all your mirrors and seat switches in the middle. A lot of later cars, the oldest middle got changed. They did a lot of 85, a lot changed, and 87 they changed them again, and then 89 they really changed them. But the early cars is what I like, as you probably guessed by now. There you go, there's a cockpit view of what you'd see if you're sitting behind the wheel. All your climate controls on there, radio. That's where the original cassette, but it'd be 8-track then, I would have thought, 1980. Big clock. Bakelite steering wheel, sort of crossed over from the Silver Shadow before. All the guys crafting it, doing the wood, leather. I think the leather, Connolly hide leather, I think there was like eight cows in one car or something, because they had to match all the leather up together. It was quite fascinating. Now this is a leather interior here, but here is like velour, like cloth seats. That's really rare. No one opted for that. They opted for the leather because that's class. But no one opted for that. Now there's actually I'll go on to it later, but the Silver Spirit is actually a clone of a Bentley Mulsanne or a Bentley 8, and there's actually one for sale at the moment what's got the cloth interior. And actually, I actually quite like the cloth interior. It's probably because it's rare. I like rare things. There was an engine, all alloy V8. It was sort of the same engine, I think, as the Silver Shadow, but it was improved. It was a bit more parallel to any comedy, MPG. It's got clever rear suspension in it. But a lot of people, if you know Silver Spirit, it's a new body, but underneath the chassis is a Silver Shadow, its predecessor. It's just a new body on an old chassis and engine, pretty much. And then a bit of specs there, and then we're on to the Bentley side, the Mulsanne. It's made for the driver more than the Rolls Royce is made so you'd be sitting in the back with a chauffeur. The Bentley's made for the driver. The driver, obviously, they thought then the driver would have a couple of planes he'd fly, and then he'd drive over his Bentley. See, they got a different grille, the Bentley, but same wheels, same look, just the grille's different. Bit interior is different. Eventually, when you got into the 90s, they were totally different cars, the Bentleys, compared to Silver Spirits. There you go, look at that. wonderful. Look how boxy it is. I love boxy cars. I love the Range Rover Classic because that's boxy. I think that's why the Silver Spirit always appealed to me ever since I looked at them. No, because it was only a few years ago I didn't really look at them until I started watching certain showbiz people, and they all had these. Max Bygraves had one of these, Norman Wisdom had one of these, Elton John, they all had these. It's like an industry standard car. It's as if you had cash, you bought one. There you go, there's another. There's a Mustang again, White Plains. That'd be in Cheshire somewhere because Rolls Royce and Bentley were built in Crewe back then. So yeah, that's the Silver Spirit. But eventually I wanna, Thomas Edward, and doing this, I want to fuel that dream of getting one and having it on the channel and doing it up and having a special TE plate on it. I know it's probably a bit like probably a bit too much for some of you guys, but that's what I want. You know, I want a classic Rolls Royce with my private plate, and that's what I want. You know, and I want to put it on the channel and go on adventures with it. You know, so when I'm travelling down to doing these railway lines, I can turn up in a Rolls Royce. It's just dreams, you know. You don't have dreams, you haven't got much of a life. That's how I look at it. You've got a dream, you know. Watching a YouTuber at the moment, and his dream was to have a Lamborghini, and he worked hard and he got that Lamborghini. You know, my dream is to get a Rolls Royce Silver Spirit. You know, and that's what I'm going to work for. Ever since I bought my Apple Mac last year, the screensaver on it's always been a Silver Spirit, because I want that MacBook to make me that money to buy one. So, you know, it's a dream thing. So that's a bit of Rolls Royce Silver Spirit history with yours truly, TE. Eventually one day we'll be out touring about one of them, and probably my cameraman will be driving it, I'll be in the back, but we'll see. So I hope that wasn't too boring, but that's what I've been up to at the moment. And you know, if you want to enjoy more of this content, then say give us a like. But if you give us a like, it makes other people find it, so they can find TE, and we can be all a big happy family, and you know, go beyond. Also give us a subscribe. We want to get up to that 1,000, but we might be up to 1,000 time this comes out, so get up to that. Let's get up to that 10,000. And also leave us a big fat comment below. I like this. I like reading your comments and replying to them. And I don't like, there's certain YouTubers what you comment a video and they just go, "Cheers, buddy." Yeah, oh, that's great. I want a bit of chat with you, so I always do a big reply. Some people write certain things and I do a big reply, and they're not expecting it, and they go, "Oh," and they're a bit taken back with it. But I like to give it a big reply, and I try to reply to most of the comments as I can. Also, don't forget below is Patreon, but I won't go on about it. I won't bore you about Patreon. But if you do want to see behind the scenes, you do want to support what I'm trying to do and achieve in showbiz, please click the link and see what you think. There's a few cheap options, and there is an expensive fueling the TE dream. So get down there, and I talked to a few people on there with me ZR, and there's Greg on there, big TE fan. We talk about railway history and all manners of things. I think what you're all waiting for is click that big bell. Ding!
Today, excellence takes a new form. The Rolls Royce Silver Spirit, bringing together a tradition of hand-built craftsmanship with the world's most advanced engineering techniques. The new shape of Rolls Royce, lower, smoother, but cast in the mold of quality. No detail is accidental, no element an afterthought. A concept carved in metal, a shape to live with. Built for the future, but honoring the past.